Hi there, it's Jennifer. I hope you liked my new fun little intro there. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of this video where I'll have another fun thing for you. Anyways, in this video, I'm going to show you how to stamp and color on wood embellishments. I found these fun little wood chips and I thought they'd be great for coloring. And it's really easy to do. And you can do this with any wood embellishment you may have. I'll even show you a few different options in this video. Okay, so first let's look at the stamp set that I'm going to be using today. This is from the Hero Arts monthly kit. They have a kit that they release each month. It's not a subscription. It's just if you like the kit, you can go ahead and purchase it. There's a 6x8 stamp set in this month's kit, along with dies, a little ink pad, and some Flower Soft. So this is what it looks like. You can see my stamp set didn't have a label on it because it was a prototype, but I wanted you to see what came in the kit. I'm just going to be using the Flower Soft and this great stamp set today. The stamp set was designed by my good friend Kathy Rakusin of the Daily Marker, and I encourage you to check out her blog. She's fantastic. Okay, now I decided to do some stamping on these wood chips. These are from Amy Tangerine. There are several in this package. They're nice and thin, so you could still use them on a card if you want to, but I'm actually going to create like little tags from them. Now, if you don't have these wood slices, you can also try any wood veneer that you may have. Here's some hearts and stars from Lawn Fawn. There are a lot of companies who have come out with wood veneer over the years that you could use for this. Or you can use wood paper, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video. So you could die cut any shape you want, and you'll have that wood surface that you can do this technique on. So I'm going to use the Amy Tangerine wood slices. I just think they're so much fun. And I am using a very large thumbtack to press into this wood to poke a hole. So you could use a little drill or whatever, but I just thought this was the easiest way to do it, and it worked great. It poked right through it with just a little bit of force. So now I'm using the new black ink that is in the kit that Hero Arts has. I happen to have the full-size pad, but the smaller ink cube is what comes in the kit. And this is a Copic-friendly ink. So you could use this with Copic markers. However, I'm just using it to stamp on wood. If you have black StazOn, that would be great for this also. So I've just stamped it on there, and you can see it actually stamps quite beautifully because these wood slices are very smooth. I like how all the pieces in the package are completely different in shape, so you can get a variety of looks. Okay, so now I'm going to just stamp a few more images on here. I'm just kind of playing around with it. I'm not really concerned how the bottom looks on here, like the ground, because I am going to put something over that once I'm done with all of my coloring. So I decided to stamp one of the succulent pieces, that little mushroom house, and then also a butterfly. So in this stamp set, there are a bunch of different things that you can stamp together to create great succulent scenes, which succulents are a favorite of mine, so I'm very excited about that. I decided to stamp this greeting that says, "I miss you." It's from this fabulous Hello die and stamp set from Hero Arts. So that little Hello stamp set that you see over there to the left, that actually comes with a Hello die that matches. But I just decided to use this small "I miss you." There are a lot of great small sentiments in there. So now it's time to add some coloring. I tried a few different mediums for coloring, and I found that I got by far the best results if I used colored pencils. Now you could use any colored pencils that you may have, but I am using Prismacolor colored pencils because I think they're great quality. I've been using them for many years. In fact, I just recently invested in the biggest set that they have because I like them so much. Now the Prismacolor go on like butter onto paper and onto these wood slices. Now the great thing about the wood slices is that it blends beautifully and effortlessly. So I'm putting this color on super thick, really, really thick. In fact, you can barely see the black lines underneath it, but I'll show you how to fix that if you want them to show. So I'm just blending between a dark color, a medium color, and a light color, and you can get really easy blending without much effort. You can even layer colors on top of each other. So say you put it down a little bit too dark and you want to be lighter, just put a lighter color right on top of it and it'll cover it up a little bit, and you can really kind of change your coloring as you go. It really is quite easy to do. Now the best part about colored pencils is a good white colored pencil. I like the Prismacolor white. You can buy it individually for very inexpensive if you want to, and it's great for adding highlights. So I'm putting little marks on these little succulents here, and you can just do like little lines of highlights here and there with the white pencil, and it really is quite vivid. And I'll show you in another example how bright white that can be on these wood slices. Now, as I mentioned, I'm coloring on here very heavily. I'm putting the color down very generously. If you find that you put too much down and you're hiding those black lines, just take a craft knife and just scratch along the black lines, and it'll take the color pencil off and reveal the black underneath. Or you can just trace over it with a nice fine black permanent marker. But I really didn't find any trouble. I found that when you put a lot of color down, it really kind of spoke for itself. The black lines really didn't matter a whole lot. But here on this example, you'll see I just try to stay inside the lines, and then if I need to, I can scratch some of the color away to reveal the black ink below, or go over it with a thin black marker. Now here for this little mushroom house, you'll see that I'm using a pretty dark brown and a super light brown together, just using those two colors and blending them together very easily. That's what's great about using the colored pencils on these wood slices. And remember, if you don't have any wood slices or wood veneer, you can also use wood paper. It's very, very thin, and you can die cut it and create any kind of embellishment you want out of it and do all of these coloring techniques on that. I'll show you that at the end of this video. Now, so far, I've been using pretty neutral colors, but what's really fun is to color with bright colors. It really becomes intense against that wood-colored background, especially if you put the color on very thick. So here I decided to do a super bright pink butterfly. Not sure one of these butterflies exists in real life, but I thought it'd be fun to do anyways. So I'm doing some dark pink right towards the center, adding some highlights with an even darker, like kind of purplish color, and then I'll do some light pink around that. And then once I'm done coloring it, I'm going to add some white highlights to the tips, which really makes it pop. I'm telling you that white colored pencil on both these wood slices and on cardstock really make a big difference. Now that I'm done with the coloring on this guy, I'm going to add some Flower Soft to the bottom of this piece. So this is a product that's been around for a long time, and it happens to come in the Hero Arts kit, and I really like it. It looks like a kind of a faux moss. So I'm putting some Ranger Multi-Medium along the bottom of my little wood slice. Sorry, I'm kind of off the camera here. Putting it down very generously. Any kind of strong adhesive would work for this. Then I find the best way to add the Flower Soft is to just dip that wood chip with adhesive on it right into the Flower Soft very gently, and just kind of press it into that adhesive. Not too much, just very gently. And then really you want to let it sit. The more you fuss with it, the more frustrated you will get. Now you'll see I'm starting to fuss with it a little bit and move it around, but really you don't need to. On the other examples I didn't, and the less you mess with it and just let it dry on its own, the better the results will be. You want it to kind of look natural. And I'm telling you, this is fun. It kind of adds just a little bit of texture. This Flower Soft is also great on cards because it isn't bulky. It's something that goes through the mail very nicely. I just recommend using a very strong adhesive like the Ranger Multi-Medium. That's a matte finish adhesive, so it's perfect for this. You could use glossy accents, but you want to make sure that that doesn't kind of ooze out the side because you'll see that glossy finish. Now to finish off this little guy here, I'm just taking some super thin twine that I've had for a very long time, doubled it over. I'm putting the two ends in to the little hole that I punched on the top there, and then I'll pull the two ends through the loop, and then I have my little string, and then I'm going to tie a knot along the top there. So I'm thinking that this would be fun to kind of hang on a plant. You could make Christmas ornaments like this, very quick to do. You could have your kids involved in it even if you wanted to, and you can write something on the back if you wanted to. So now I have two more pieces of that string, and I'm just looping it through what I've already put on the little tag here. And I'm just going to tie a bow here. So I'm just tying a double string bow around the top just for a little finishing touch. You could use ribbon for this if you wanted to also. And by the way, since I'm doing the Share Handmade Kindness Challenge this month, and this week we're focusing on friends and family, I plan to give these to a few of my crafting friends that are far away. I thought they could hang them in their little craft room and remember that I'm thinking about them often. So be sure to check out the Share Handmade Kindness Challenge if you haven't already. I'll be sure to put a link to it here and in my YouTube description below. Okay, now just to make sure the little bow doesn't come undone, I'm squirting a little bit of that same matte adhesive underneath it. This is strong and it won't let go, and it'll dry nice and matte, so I can be sure that this is going to hold together nicely. Okay, now I just wanted to show you a few other examples. I'm not going to walk through the whole thing. I did the exact same process, but I did some bright colors so you can see just how intense this color can be on the wood chips. So here I wanted to show you the red. I think this red is just so gorgeous on here. So I put red on the top of the mushrooms, and then I came in and add the little dots with the white colored pencil. And this is where you can see how intense that white can be. I think it would be really fun to make some Christmas ornaments on these wood chips and do white falling snow with the little dots of white colored pencil. So here are the final 3 tags that I created from these wood slices, and you can see how bright the colors are. And as I said before, you can use wood paper for this. Wood paper has been around for a long time in card making, and it works great. I just quickly stamped on some so you could see how nicely the color goes down onto the wood paper. The wood paper comes in this darker color and a lighter color. It's very inexpensive, and you can cut it and die cut it any shape you want. So if you're looking for something thin that you can do this technique on, this is a great option. I encourage you to dig around in your own stash and see if you have any products that would work great for this technique. So there you have a way to stamp and color on your wood embellishments. Now I link below to the main supplies that I use, and over on my blog I link to everything, including multiple sources. Before we go, I wanted to link to 3 other videos that may be of interest to you. The first one and the third one show colored pencil techniques, and the one in the middle shows a technique for using wood pieces for letterpress. You are also welcome to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos, and I appreciate you stopping by. You can find more at jennifermcguireinc.com.